Hey,
Hey, Gemma.
David. Look at you. This is a different room you're in. What's going on?
I'm just trying to match the green a little bit with
Ah,
your green.
thank you. Thank you for the love. It's
It's an
good to see
homage.
you. Yes, it has been. It's good to see you for our Wellness Wednesday.
It's good to see you too.
Yes, David, I am so excited because we finally did it, friend. You and I and Holly Ann, we have done it. We have hired the director for the Wellness Center. I'm so excited.
It's incredibly excited, and it's wonderful that we have the new head of wellness here with us today.
Yeah, yeah. So, Dr. Nicole Kang, please introduce yourself to the people, talk to our friends.
Thank you. And you probably can't tell, but this wall is also green.
Look
I
at
only
that.
know that because I painted it last summer. It's a very light green.
Look at that. You see, I knew we were doing a good thing. Yes.
Yep, I'm feeling the vibes. So thank you. Thank you for that very, very warm welcome. I am so excited to be here. It feels like it's been a long time coming, but then happened very, very suddenly. And I'd like to start with saying I am a fan of you two. I have been watching, listening to a little of both the Wellness Wednesdays in preparation for starting this role, and I think it's so wonderful that you have developed this space for the Monco community to hear your really thoughtful perspectives on the importance of wellness. So good stuff.
Well, see, look, now you didn't even say that during the interview. So I think this is just a great bonus. So, so thank you. Yeah, David and I, and Holly Ann, we were trying to figure out once we went onto the online platform how we could still support students because we were building this wellness model really with the intention of it being on ground as its initial launch. And so when everything transitioned, we were like, what do we do? Because we know people are going to have wellness needs. So this kind of morphed into a way for us to be able to still connect with and support our Monco and external community because a number of people who are external have also been able to appreciate some of the content. So thank you for that. But we wanted to definitely do our final Wellness Wednesday for this semester with you because we are just excited about the work that you're going to be doing over the summer to prepare for the launch of the physical space, the services that we will, start in the fall, as well as the services that we will continue in the online platform. We're just really excited to have you. With that, David, do you want to talk a little bit about our wonderful opportunity with Talkspace for our students?
Kemma, that's a nice intro there. If I could though, before we start, I don't want to put Nicole on the spot, but I think it's a great opportunity since she is, now kind of the face of wellness at the college, and we're really excited about that. Nicole, we'd love to give you an opportunity to kind of just tell the college community about you, so that they, when they see you, they'll have some understanding of who you are and where you've been and kind of what you're all about.
Excellent, thank you. So I moved to the Philadelphia area in probably 2005, and I worked in public health in the city of Philadelphia for the past 13 years. And it's really exciting for me to now be serving the community that I live in, that I've lived in for 12 or 13 years at this point. I have a son who just turned 8 last week, who's been doing virtual school this entire time, and we're almost at the finish line. He has a day and a half left of school. And my husband, and all three of us have been here since last March. So we'll be excited to get out of the house a little bit more coming up soon. But the services that we're doing in public health in the city were really geared toward holistic family wellness, helping people get connected to physical health, getting connected to care providers, et cetera, as well as community resources and community supports. And so it's a bit of a transition, but wellness is such an important part of public health. And I think it's my experience is going to transition really well to helping to support the wellness of students in the Montco community.
Wonderful, Nicole. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have your expertise and all that experience that you bring now as part of the campus community. And we'll be excited too to get you on campus, more than just, filling out HR forms, but, to really engage with the spaces and the wonderful students and staff here at the college.
I'm excited for it.
And now, Kemma, quickly, I know you brought up the Talkspace. So briefly, I can provide some insights for our community. As many of you may know, last June, I believe it was, that we brought on Talkspace, where the college provided asynchronous therapy for any and all students at the college, free of charge, remotely, so students could access it from anywhere. This year, we're really excited to actually enhance that service. So the college is providing now not only asynchronous therapy, where you could, text your therapist or send a video message or a voice message to your therapist, and they would respond to you, but not necessarily in real time. Now we are providing the opportunity for, I believe, Kemma, 2 synchronous sessions a month for every student. Again, still free of charge. So now those of you who are currently engaged through Talkspace with therapists, you can meet with them live for 2 sessions a month. And those of you who maybe haven't used the service, you'll be able to use that service. Or maybe some of you who wanted to use the service but wanted that synchronous experience, now that is going to be provided for you. Another great enhancement that we're really excited to bring on is now we'll have psychiatry services as well. And amazingly, those will also be free of charge to our campus community. And those psychiatry services, I believe, too, Kemma, correct me if I'm wrong, those services, while our therapy services go to students who are 14 and over, I believe, our psychiatry services will be for students who are 18 and older. And that's just because if you're younger than 18, it's a specialized child psychiatry that we're not currently providing, but really excited to bring on that service as well. Thoughts on that, Kemma?
Yeah, I am so for me, this is a game changer, because there were so many students who were using Talkspace and appreciated having the service, but they really wanted something in real time, because they just felt like they needed to be able to have access to a counselor on a consistent basis to just talk it out, right, in real time. And so us being able to provide this enhanced service, it's really, it's a good thing. And I want to actually publicly thank our college leadership, right? I want to thank Dr. Pasteki Perez, the president of Montco, and our VPs, particularly Phil Needles and Celeste Schwartz and Charlie Summers, that they didn't throw their shoes at us when we went pleading for additional dollars to enhance the services, but instead they said, okay, let's just make it happen, right? And our board of trustees, under Chairman Custer, Chair Custer has been amazing in his support for the Wellness Center, along with the other trustees. And so this kind of initiative can't happen if you don't have full support from the top. That just permeates down into the organization. And so I just want to acknowledge that high level leadership. And then of course, all of the people who have supported the work, our partners, our colleagues, external and internal, who are helping us to make this happen. I just want to give my ultimate gratitude for that.
Kemma, I couldn't agree more. And I think you're absolutely right. We owe a big debt to the leadership who have supported this and allowed this to happen. I think it's important for us not to forget that we're doing something in this space as a college that is not typical of what is being done across the country in higher education. the scope of services we're providing, the range of services that we're providing is really, in many spaces, unparalleled. And like you said, that could not happen without leadership putting not only their verbal support, but their financial support behind that for our college community. And as you said as well, too, it's certainly the coming to fruition of a lot of work by many, many people at the college. So we're really excited to bring on those services, and students know that we definitely heard your feedback and your desire for those synchronous experiences, and we knew that that would be coming in, and we're glad to be able to provide that as a service going forward. And I know, Kemma, that I believe there are going to be announcements that'll be made, information that'll be shared in the coming days about how students can now access those services. There might be some slight differences in how students are going into the Talkspace service through our website. So communications will be coming out all around those services going forward.
Definitely check Monco Connect, the Monco Minute, your emails, because we're pushing the information out about how you can access those services, because you're right, David, it is slightly different than how we first started. So summer is here. Summer 1 is here. So there are some students who are taking classes, but there are many others who are not. And before we end our final session for the semester, and then we'll pick back up again in the fall, I think it'd be nice for us to just review maybe some key strategies for resetting self, right? How do we press our reset button? And summer is a great way, a great time to do that. And so some of the things that we've talked about in the past, I think would be helpful to repeat now. And maybe any new ideas that we would want to share with our community. So how about Nicole, you give us a couple of tips, and then maybe David, you can round us out. And if, and if, you know.
I think the things that I really like to do over the summer that help me to reset is trying to disengage a little bit from the internets, the devices, as much as possible. Except maybe if I have a good book on my Kindle, I might engage with that a bit more. And I love summer. I love being warm. So I spent a lot of time outside. And that really, I feel like I need to get as much of the outdoors in me as I can before the cold winter comes back. So those are the big things that I do. And I also really like to connect with family over the summer. Everybody's in a good mood. It's really nice.
Great advice, Nicole. And certainly, I think we can all benefit from doing those things, from disconnecting a little bit from those things like the internet, and then connecting with those, actual physical people, human beings. That's usually helpful. I would also add to that, it's a perfect time for reflection. Like you said, Kemma, many students have finished up their academic year and are, either waiting to transfer because they've graduated, or maybe they're waiting to take courses again in the fall, working over the summer, or just getting some time to mentally, unwind, reset. I think it's a great time for reflection. Think about, this has been a really challenging year that we've all been in. So it's a good time to look back on that. Think about what you may have learned from this experience, perhaps about yourself. Be sure to look for things that you've done well over this time and that you can leverage going forward. If you've struggled over this year, first of all, that's okay, because a lot of people have struggled. That's part of being human, is struggling. So you can know you're human if you've struggled. So that's always a good check. You're not a robot. You struggled, you're a human being like the rest of us. But if you have struggled, it's a good time too to see, okay, what role did I maybe play in that, or what could I have done differently that going forward that I can now try to be more successful in that. And also just to say, at a certain point, I'm not defined also by what's happened in the past. It's always important to remember that we want to learn from the past, but just because I may have struggled this past year doesn't mean I have to struggle going forward. It doesn't mean that I will struggle going forward. We get the opportunity constantly to redefine ourselves and redefine our contribution to the world. So that's a nice piece of the summer too.
Absolutely, David. And you know what you shared, this is what the and if is about, right? Because whoever knows, it's like a lot of and ifs, right? If someone is out there going through the difficulty of loss and grief, right? They're grieving, and someone has suggested to them that you'll just get over it, or just move on. I think the reality for us is to know that we may never really get rid of or uh, move past grief. What we can do, though, is integrate it into our life. We just integrate that reality into our life. And then the container that we are grows bigger around that experience as we continue to experience more, right? So the grief may continue to exist, but our container just grows beyond that grief so that it does not have to, as you said, David, define us. It does not have to stop us from moving forward with life. It is something that can just travel with us and can help maybe strengthen us, maybe create a depth to us, some complexity to us, resiliency in us, but it doesn't have to take us out of the game, right? So just know that summer is a time when we think about how do I want to grow beyond? How do I want to internalize the things that I've learned, the hard things and the great things that I've learned, and present myself in a new way, right? Because we always get to reinvent ourselves. Also, check out some movies, babies. Listen, summertime, look, Nicole is reading. That's nice. I think I've rejected reading because of this here dissertation situation. So I'm doing a lot of movie watching. Movie watching is good too. So read books, watch movies, read books about movies, whatever. But enjoy whatever it is you want to do, whether it's going to a concert because things are opening up again, or it's having dinner outside. That's also nice. Just doing things that allow you to be in nature. We've talked a lot about being in nature and that being a way to kind of help reset you and recenter you when things are going wrong. I agree 100% that we spend time with family and friends. And if because things happened this year or this semester, you've been disconnected from family or friends, maybe it's time to reconnect or go out and find some new ones. Whatever you do, just know that the possibility is there for you to just explore and experience. And summer is a great time to do it. And so we encourage you to just take the time to figure out how to have fun and what is fun to you, and do a little bit of that. Yeah. Any final thoughts, friends?
Just that it's been, Kemma, it's been a wonderful year sharing Wellness Wednesdays with you, and that I couldn't be more excited to welcome Nicole to our Montco family.
Absolutely. What about you, Nicole?
I'm very excited to be here, and I'm excited for the day that I get to see you two in person, as well as more of the Montco family in the fall.
Wonderful. Hope you're not adverse to hugging because, well, it's what I do. So it is wonderful. It is good. And David, I guess we'll be back with Nicole in August or September. We'll be launching the next round of Wellness Wednesdays.
That sounds great, Kim. I'm sure it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
And just, a final word to our students to have a wonderful summer, whether you're in classes or again, you have some time off. It's really been impressive to see how you guys have worked through the difficult conditions with the pandemic, and to see how many successes many of you have had, and to see how many of you who have experienced struggles have persevered, and you're still here on the other side, and you're working to move forward. You guys are an inspiration, certainly to us, and that goes for the rest of the staff here and faculty and everyone at the college too. Really just tremendous. A group of people to be a part of. So have a wonderful summer to everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Awesome. Awesome. Take care, David. Take care, Nicole.
Bye-bye.
All right.